This is Vino, and I'm here to speak about stillborn babies and babies who die because of abortion. I myself have been a stillborn baby, so I died at birth, and therefore I'll now share with you basically what used to happen when babies were stillborn and died due to abortion and what's happening right now. And also parents who've undergone such experiences, how you're able to support yourself. Okay, so in terms of the development of babies in the mother's womb, usually at about only 6 weeks, when the baby's at 6 weeks of development in the mother's womb, the being would integrate. Yet now we have changed it that the being already integrated at conception immediately, so that it would become like a seed growing into a flower or a plant in its completion of expression. And just to cover one point, that would be that the soul construct doesn't exist. What exists is beings. And whether you have an abortion or whether babies are stillborn, it is actually beings who die. And it is beings who cross over then to the dimensional existence. Now this application of beings integrating at the moment of conception happened exactly about a year ago, 2 months ago. So beings who have experienced stillborn babies dying and babies dying due to abortion during this period of time, and even before that, when babies that were in the mother's womb 6 weeks older, there was beings that died. And for me, I had a very unique experience being stillborn way a long time ago. I was when everything was still I don't have a word for that, but before everything changed 2 years ago. And what happened to me was I didn't go into the dimensions. When I was stillborn, I was still here on this earth plane. I didn't become a demon. I integrated into a human being and stayed there for a few years. So I interdimensionally grew up here on earth, but not as a person, not as a being, not as a human being. Kind of like a human being, but not completely. I wasn't in my own physical body, if you want to call it that. So, see, it's interesting. Abortion. Let's look at abortion. When women decide to, I almost wanted to say when men also, men don't become pregnant. When women decide to have an abortion, I'm certain such women experience much concerns, and here pops up this baby and it's not expected. But in terms of women that have done abortions and experienced babies being stillborn, don't take it personally. That would be my first suggestion, is to not take it personally when you've decided it, or when a stillborn baby it occurs, it happens. But what is necessary is that you don't take it personally from the perspective of allowing yourself to become angry at yourself or experiencing any form of guilt, anger, self-hatred. Women go through that extensively because apparently it's their fault. It's not your fault. I'd say in terms of women that have abortions, it's more because of this world. It's more because of the entire money system, because the primary cause usually why women have abortions is because they either don't have money to support the child or they're too young. But if you have a look, let's say this world was the quintessence of oneness and equality and expression. that all in this world, all human beings had equal amount of money, and everyone was merely expressing themselves. That's it. Everyone was just expressing themselves. Human beings, nature, the universe, the animal kingdom, all standing as oneness and equality and expressing themselves. Just look at this. If women then had babies, in terms of that situation, whether expected or unexpected, change a lot, I'm certain. And in terms of stillborn babies, usually what I find, in terms of my own experience, that was not where I was supposed to be in the moment. In other words, remember, in terms of reincarnation, before 2 years ago, when everything started changing, when reincarnation was still kind of in the loop, you were forced to a specific family. Sometimes you could choose your own family, but usually you didn't have a choice. And in terms of babies being stillborn, it's actually the being's decision. When they discover, okay, I'm here, and I'm not supposed to be here, I'm required to be somewhere else. And then they choose to go somewhere else. Not necessarily reincarnate into another family per se. I'm saying they're required specifically, let's say, in the dimensions or in an interdimensional expression of themselves. And the same happened to me. I mean, I'm actually busy writing my experience. I have already. And I knew that I wasn't supposed to be born in this world, to be of this world. I was literally, I'd say, the definition of being in this world, but not of this world. And therefore I existed interdimensionally in another human being's body, and that's where I grew up. That's where I learned many things. I learned many things in terms of still practicing them specifically in this world is again a different story to assist you guys with. Yeah, so women who've done abortion, it's not your fault. You know, understand the reason why you had to do it. You have to make peace with that, because, you know, I understand, as many understand, because we know how this world is. So, in terms of human beings condemning abortion and things like that, they don't understand. And though I would maybe, you know, women who are at the moment reconsidering abortion, maybe just look at what this baby might actually present to you. This is Vina saying thank you very much.